Hi everyone, I'm Jess. I'm going to lead you through a yin yang flow to help calm any anxiety that you may be feeling. I have put out a brick and a bolster for us to use. If you're at home and you don't have these, you can always use a cushion, a pillow instead of the bolster, or even a blanket rolled up. Chunky brick, you could use a chunky book. But yeah, I'll talk you through some options if you don't have these once we get to those poses. Okay, so we're going to come and start on our backs. So come and lay down, make yourself nice and comfortable. And then we're just going to start in a Shavasana. So legs long, bringing the arms either side of the body, palms facing up. Closing the eyes, taking a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Take a couple more, inhale, breathe in. Exhale, sigh it out. Last one here, deepest breath in so far. Big sigh out. Seal the lips, breathing in and out just through the nose. Full breaths in, full breaths out. If you're struggling to find your breath today, then bring your hands onto your belly. It'll make the connection a little easier to find. Start to slow down your inhales. Slow down your exhales, breathing as fully as you possibly can. I'm going to lead us through a guided breath here today. Inhaling to 4, exhaling to 6. If you don't want to breathe with me, completely fine. Just breathe at your own pace. But if you are breathing with me, exhale all of the air out of the body. And then through the nose, inhale. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Continuing to breathe slow and steady. Feel the breath as it moves around your body. If it helps you keep that count going in your head, whatever you need to do to bring your focus onto your breath and into this present moment. Or just be guided by intuition as you breathe deeply. 5 more breaths here. Enjoy them, give into the heaviness, give into the stillness. What do you need to let go of today? As your breath deepens, notice how the rest of the world just melts away. There's only you and your breath. Final breath here, breathe in through the nose. Big sigh out through the mouth. Begin to bend into the knees, hugging the knees into the chest, arms around shins. Give yourself a nice squeeze and a cuddle. Gently rock side to side. Maybe shoulders stay on the ground. You might peel the forehead up to tap the kneecaps. Just make it feel good. And then bring the arms wide or to cactus. Just start to rock the knees side to side, pulling in through the belly to protect the lower back. This might be a really small movement to start with. Gradually, you may get a little bit bigger. You might tap the ground. You might hover the knees to the ground, but protect the lumbar spine. Next time knees arrive over to the right-hand side, let them drop all the way to the earth. That left arm reaches out wide. Maybe the right hand comes on top of the left thigh. You look down those left fingertips. With that right hand, gently apply a little bit of pressure. Encourage that top left thigh to come down towards the earth. Soften the shoulders, soften the face. Inhale, come back to center. Find neutral, and then we take it to the other side. So knees drop to the left. Your left hand comes onto the top right thigh, and you might look down those right fingertips. Again, a little bit of pressure onto that top thigh will help get a little bit deeper into this pose. Relax the face, relax the eyelids. Inhale, slowly come back to center. Let's find a happy baby. So knees wide, send the soles of the feet up to the sky. If you can hold on to the little toe edges of the feet, then do. If not, hold the big toes or the ankles. Deep bend in the knees. Even your tailbone is on the ground, gentle, soothing rock side to side. Really nice. As you exhale, release your feet. Bring the hands behind the thighs. Tuck the chin, start to rock and roll up. We'll take a few rocks here. Enjoying the transition. Keep that chin tucked. You might even tap the toes behind you and then coming on up. Take one more. Being really gentle. And eventually finding your comfortable seat. Sweep the arms high. Breathe in. Exhale. Hands down to the heart center. Close the eyes. Just take a moment again to connect to your breath. Maybe you come back to that count that we had at the start. All right, gently blink the eyes open. Bring the legs out wide. We're going to find a dragonfly here. For some of us, our legs will be a little narrower. For some of us, a little wider. Hands can come behind you. You can press the ground away. Try and get onto those sit bones. Then left hand behind, right hand reaches forward. Drape the chest over that thigh. Inhale, we swap hands. So we're sweeping one hand in front and one hand behind. This could be a big movement. You might open the chest at the top or keep it all low to the ground. Whatever you feel is best here. Inhale, exhale. Really nice. Next time you come back to center, lift through the chest, bring the soles of the feet to touch. Heels quite far away from your bum here today. Hands, palms up, slide underneath the calves. Open through the heart, lift the chest, look forwards, and then exhale, let the head hang heavy. Find a restorative version of a Baddha Konasana. So there's no pushing, there's no pulling here, everything is completely relaxed. Just tuning into your own little world, turning inwards. With an inhale, you slowly come up, unwind the hands. We're coming onto our hands and our knees here. So any way that you want to get there. Wrists underneath shoulders, knees underneath hips. As we inhale, drop the belly, lift the chest, lift the gaze. Exhale, we round through the spine, press the hands into the earth. Couple more, inhale, belly drops. Chest lifts. Exhale. Round it through. If you want to freestyle it, going side to side, forwards and backwards, of course you can. Try and get into every part of the body here. Full body breath, full body movement, sending the breath anywhere that needs a little bit of care and attention. Maybe you close your eyes. Get out of your head and into your body. All right, as we inhale, find a neutral spine. Root down through the left hand. Inhale, right arm reaches high. Find an opening here. Exhale, thread the right hand underneath the left arm. Right shoulder, right side of the head comes to the ground. Left hand can stay where it is. Or you walk that left hand to the very top of the mat. If you want to, left hand to lower back or opposite, right hip or thigh. You choose. Wherever you are, try and square the hips off. Deep breath in. Exhale, left hand under left shoulder. Press the ground away. Unthread. And we take that to the other side. So we root down through the right hand. Left arm high. Inhale. Exhale, thread the left hand underneath the right arm. Dropping the left shoulder, left side of the head to the ground. Again, right hand can creep forwards. Dropping the armpit down towards the earth. Or right hand to lower back or opposite hip or thigh. Wherever you are, square the hips off. Inhale. Exhale, hand releases, press the ground away. And we find a child's pose, so knees wide, sit the bum back on the heels. Forehead comes down onto the mat. Up to you if you stay active here. Maybe you lift onto fingertips and you pull the ground towards you. Or just allow everything to be heavy to the floor. Encourage your body to soften. Encourage stillness. As always, this is your place to come back to whenever you need. For now, inhale. Come onto your all fours. Tuck the toes, lift the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Gently bend one leg and then the other, walking it out, finding a little more space down the back of the body. Hands and feet shoulder and hip distance apart. Spreading the fingers, pressing the ground away, relaxing the head, looking through your legs or to your belly button. Let's all take a gentle shake of the head, yes and no. Encourage that neck to relax. As we inhale, look forwards, walk the feet up to the backs of the wrists. Feet underneath hips. Fold the body forwards, deep bend into the legs. Ragdoll pose, you might take each opposite elbow. A gentle sway side to side. Relaxing really heavily through the head here. Trusting your feet to balance and ground you. Exhale, hands release slowly. Rise up the spine, take your time, one vertebra at a time. You come up. Head is the last thing to arrive. And if you're not there already, we're going to step to the top of our mat. Big toes can touch, but if you're looking for a little more support today, take those feet a little bit wider. Inhale, arms reach high. Maybe you look up, exhale, arms wide, fold down, heavy head. Hands can be on the floor, fine to bend the knees. Inhale, halfway lift. If you can't reach fingertips to the ground, find shins, breathe in. Exhale, hands down, step back, plank pose. Shoulders over wrists, press the ground away, pull the belly in. So our first one, we can drop our knees, untuck the toes, lower the chest all the way to the ground. Once chest arrives, press the floor away, inhale, cobra pose. Exhale, chest lowers. Tuck the toes, press through the hands, lift the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Come back to your breath. Breathe in deeply. As we inhale, we look forward. Walk the feet up to the top of the mat. Halfway lift, flatten out the back. Exhale, fold down. Heavy head. Big inhale, we rise all the way up, palms touch. Exhale, hands down through the heart center. And again, we lift, breathe in. Exhale, take the arms wide, fold it down. Heavy head. Halfway lift, flatten out the back, look forwards. Plant the hands down, gently step back, plank pose. Again, you can drop your knees or lower to the ground. Chaturanga, press the ground away. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, hips lift up and back. As we inhale, option to float the right leg into the sky. Looking forwards, right foot steps up and through between the hands. Go ahead and drop down that back left knee. Left hand under left shoulder, right arm high, find a twist. Really nice. All right, from here, become light on those left fingertips. Reach the hands to either edge of the space. Deep breath in, deep breath out. As we inhale, square the chest off to the top of the mat. Bring the hands down to prayer. You can always use your hands on the floor to help you. Maybe you can tuck those back toes and power up into a high lunge. All right, inhale. Exhale, find your focus. Hands to hips, press through that back leg so much that you hug the left knee into the chest. If you want a little more support here, hands can interlace around that left thigh. All right, final option, hands to hips, elbows squeeze together. Maybe you lengthen out through that left leg. Inhale, stand tall. Exhale, warrior three. That left foot feeds behind you. Flexing or pointing those back left toes, pressing the hands together into prayer. Exhale slowly, step back. Warrior two. Our back left foot is parallel to the short edge of the mat. Right toes forwards. Deep bend in that right leg, arms nice and wide. All right, let's reverse it. Left hand down, left leg. Right arm up and over, inhale. Come all the way back up. Straighten out the front leg. Right hand to right shin. Left arm high. Trikonasana, triangle pose. Deep breath in. As you exhale, sweep that left arm to the ground. Spin the right foot parallel. Hands onto the ground, look forwards, flatten out the spine. As you exhale, you lower the chest down. We're going to flow with it for a few breaths. So inhale, lift onto fingertips, look forwards. Exhale, slide down. Last one, inhale to lift. Exhale to fold down and pause. Hands walk back in line with the heels. Relax through the head. Squeeze the elbows together. There's some weight in your heels, some weight in your toes. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Take one more full cycle. As we inhale, look to the top of your mat. You're going to walk your hands either side of your right foot and spin the right toes forwards. Hands walk a few inches ahead. Become light on those back left toes. You might pause in a supported warrior 3 or float that left leg a little higher. Turn it into a standing splits. Deep breath in. As you exhale, left foot feeds behind the right. So we've got a cross of the legs here. For some of you, your hands will be hovering from the ground. So you can take ragdoll arms here or bring a brick beneath you to bring the ground towards you. If you want to keep your hands down, try and relax as much as you can through the upper body. This is a forwards fold, helping to ease anxiety. Shake the head out. As you inhale, bend into the legs, come on up, and then we unwind the feet. Inhale, arms sweep high. Exhale, arms wide, fold forwards. Heavy head. Halfway lift, flatten out the back, plant the hands. You can step back to plank pose and move through a vinyasa, or skip it and go straight to downward dog. Lowering down with or without knees, pressing the ground away, shoulders away from the ears. Exhale, up and back, downward facing dog. A couple of breaths. Again, reminder that child's pose is always there for you. All right, from here, left leg lifts into the sky if you like. And you step the left foot through between the hands, dropping the back right knee this time. Right hand underneath the right shoulder, left arm high, finding a twist, turning the chest towards that bent leg. Inhale, become light on those right fingertips. Reach the arms out wide as if you're trying to reach to either edge of the space. Deep breath in. Square the chest off. Hands come down to prayer. All right, so from here, we're going to tuck our toes. You can always use your hands on the floor to help. Press the ground away, come up into your high lunge. If you need to scoot that back foot in slightly, you can. Deep breath in. As you breathe out, press off that back right foot. Squeeze the right knee into the chest. Hands can interlace around the right thigh for a little more support. Stand nice and tall. If you want more, hands to hips, elbows squeezed together. Feed that right foot out ahead of you, standing really tall. Deep breath in. Exhale. Right foot moves back behind you. Warrior 3 again, those hands to prayer. Press them together. It'll help you balance. Exhale slowly. Step back. Warrior 2. Arms nice and wide. And we reverse it. Right hand around right leg. Take a deep breath in. Inhale to come up. Squaring the hips off to the side of the room now. Left hand reaches forwards, both legs straight. Left hand to left shin. Right arm reaches high. Really nice. As you exhale, spin that right hand down. Left foot spins parallel to the right. Staying as you are, I am just going to change position. All right, so if you want to, hands can stay on the floor, or you take your peace fingers to your 2 big toes, sealing the grip with your thumbs. Take a deep breath in, lengthen the spine. Exhale, folding forwards, heavy head. Really nice. Allowing gravity to help you out here. As you inhale, you look forwards, release the hands, look to that top left foot, spin the left toes to the top of the mat. You can stay as you are or float your way into a standing splits. And then release the right foot behind the left. Finding a cross at the legs, heavy head. Again, take any variation of the arms that you like. You can always take those ragdolls to help you if the ground feels too far away. Slowly inhale. Come all the way up to stand, unwinding through the legs. Inhale, arms reach high. Exhale, arms wide, fold forwards. Heavy head. Halfway lift, flatten out the back, look forwards. Plant the hands down, step back. Lower down, with or without knees. Press the floor away, lift the chest. Exhale, up and back, downward facing dog. From here, drop your knees down to the ground. We're going to find a child's pose. So knees nice and wide, big toes to touch, forehead down onto the mat. Full breath in, full breath out. Gently rock the forehead side to side, sway the hips side to side. Anything at all that feels good. We're going to be here for about 10 breaths or so. This is our time to transition between the yang side, the vinyasa, into the yin. So slowing it down, giving ourselves permission to be here, to let go. Take a few more breaths. As you inhale, start to creep the hands towards the knees. Bum comes to one side. We lengthen our legs out. All right. So this is where you may need your bolster or your cushion. I'm going to give you the choice here today of our first pose. We're either going to take a caterpillar, so with legs together, or a dragonfly with legs wide. Wherever we are, we want a forwards fold. So I'll talk you through caterpillar to begin with. If you have a bolster at home, you're going to place it on its highest height, resting on your knees. Forehead is going to rest on the other end. So we've got a nice tall spine here. If you're a little more open, you might be able to lay your bolster or your cushion horizontally and drape your forehead over. Okay, same setup with the dragonfly. Bolster to support forehead, or you bring it down. If you do have a brick at home also, you can find a mid-ground by placing the bolster on the brick, turning a cheek, and then coming on down. Find somewhere that you can be nice and comfortably. When we come to yin, because we're here for so long, if we go to our absolute edge to begin with, over time, it can become a little uncomfortable or too intense. So if you need to make any changes now, that might be placing a blanket underneath your bum or even rolling your mat to get a little more height, then now is the time to do so. Okay, so coming to find a place that feels good for you. Nice and supported, breathing nice and deeply. Take a full breath in through the nose. Big sigh out through the mouth. Inhale and again. Let it go. Can you soften into your variation? Whether you're in dragonfly or caterpillar, this is about turning inwards. Allowing your belly to come towards your thighs. Allowing your head to be nice and heavy. It's fine to bend the knees if you need to a little. We want to let go of all engagement. When we let go of our muscular engagement, we begin to work with our connective tissue. And our connective tissue is like a spider web within us, binding, holding everything together. But when we slow down, when we find stillness and cool down, that begins to unpin, undo itself from whatever it's attached to. Leaving us with physical space, it can also leave us with a lot of mental space. Relax even further into this. Finding a new layer of heaviness. And bring your awareness to your breath. Letting the breath be natural now. We're not forcing the exhale. We're not forcing the inhale. Just let it happen. Be an observer. Notice how your breath moves around your body. We breathe at every moment of every day. But when we feel anxious, when we are stuck in our heads, we forget. We forget about that connection and we forget what it can help us do. So find your breath, keep your attention there. Maybe tune in so finely that you can notice where the breath brushes the nostrils on the way in and where it brushes the nostrils on the way out. Is the air cool? Is it warm? How does the temperature change on inhale and on exhale? Staying present, staying with it. Start to deepen your breath a little more. Fuller inhales, fuller exhales. Taking your time, hands come to the floor, press the ground away. Come on up. If you're in dragonfly, especially help those legs out, draw them together. Popping any cushions, any bolsters to one side, and then use this time to move in any way that you feel is right for you. Maybe it's a squeeze in of the legs. Maybe it's an opening through the heart, taking the body in the opposite direction. If you're happy in stillness, then just sit in a seated meditation, close the eyes for a few moments. Check back in. What's going on with the body? What's going on with the mind? Can you let go of anything else? In your own time, we're coming to lay on our backs. So if you have a cushion, have it handy. If you do have a chunky brick or a chunky book that you can place beneath you, grab that now. I'm going to talk you through both variations. We're coming into a supported bridge here. So our feet are parallel and hip distance. We're going to press the feet into the ground and slide either the cushion or the brick underneath our sacrum. And our sacrum is our fused triangular part of our spine. It should be really quite comfortable to place a brick or a cushion beneath that, okay? If you have a brick, lowest, middle or highest height, whatever you feel is available. Same thing with the cushion or the bolster, just slide it underneath there. And then let the hands rest heavy anywhere that they want to go. For some of you, it's going to feel nice to knock the knees together. For some of you, it won't, so you can try it. And maybe you'd even like to give yourself a cuddle here, bringing one arm on top of the other, just to close in even more. Again, they're completely optional, whatever feels best for you. Let's take a deep breath in. Big sigh out. Giving your entire weight into the brick, to the cushion, the bolster, whatever is beneath you. You don't need to hold yourself here. Let go. Let go of any gripping. Let go of any pushing, any pulling. Complete heaviness. Bring your awareness to the very top of your head. Relax the crown of your head. Relaxing into the forehead, the eyebrows. Relax the eyelids. Soften into the cheeks, the jaw. Relax even the tongue in your mouth. And let that sense of relaxation move down your neck, over your shoulders, down your arms, to your hands, heavy into the fingertips. Awareness moves into your torso. Feel the torso lift with an inhale and fall with an exhale. Can you relax into your hips? Relax into your thighs, your lower legs. Relax into your feet and your toes. Completely heavy here. Entire body completely relaxed. Come back to the breath, focus on the breath. Keep scanning the body, make sure you're not gripping, make sure you're not engaging. Our body will want to engage without us even knowing sometimes. Starting to deepen your breath. Breathe a little fuller. Really take your time here. There is no rush at all to move. Press the feet gently into the ground, enough that you can lift the hips and slide whatever is beneath you out from underneath your seat. And then hug the knees in. Give yourself a big, big squeeze. Gently rock side to side. If there's something else that feels more intuitive, then do. Maybe it's a windscreen wiper of the knees. Maybe it's a full body stretch. Once you are ready, we just meet again in stillness. Just allowing anything to shift and change around the body and the mind. In your own time, we're coming into Apanasana. So knees into chest, arms can either be around shins, or you might feel better bringing hands behind the thighs. Over time, this can get quite intense, so try and find a loose grip on whatever you have hold of. If you'd prefer to take a happy baby, instead, you are also very welcome. Encourage the tailbone to stay down towards the ground. Whichever variation that you are going for, relax the shoulders, relax the neck, relax the head, and find a little bit of stillness here. Deep breath in, deep breath out. So as in any yin class, whether it's yin on its own or yin yang, when we come to these slower parts, when we hold these poses, we are working directly with a myofascial line. So one long line of fascia that runs throughout the body. And today we are working with the superficial back line. So that is one line of fascia that runs all the way from the top of the head down the back body to the feet. And this is most affected by taking forwards folds or back bends. So here we are in a forwards fold, our belly is coming towards our thighs. So if it helps you to imagine and think about that back body, then really send your breath into your spine, into the backs of your legs, the backs of the neck. Really illuminate that part of your body here. Encourage it to relax, encourage it to soften. And as with any myofascial line, there is a mental quality, an emotion attached to it. And it is thought that if there is tension around this superficial back line of the body, that is often the result of fear. And fear obviously can cause anxiety, the unknown, the future, and whatever it holds. and really send us into a spiral of anxiety. So as much as you can, stick with your breath throughout this practice. Bring yourself into this moment right now. There really is only this moment, so be here and enjoy it. And if at any point you feel overwhelmed with emotion or sensation, use that sigh breath to let it out. It's very common in Yin to feel the urge to laugh or to feel the urge to cry. That is just an expression, a release of emotion. So allow whatever needs to come out to come out. That is totally fine. Heavy into the face, heavy into the shoulders. Relax the hips. If your mind starts to wander, guide it back. Bring it back. Do that by taking a fuller breath in and a fuller breath out. And in your own time, gently release any grip that you have. Slowly lower the feet down to the ground. Again, this is your time. Move and be in any place that feels right to you right now. This time is just as valuable as the time in the poses. Be led by intuition. Make that connection to what your body needs. And to close out, we're going to take a legs elevated posture. So if you do have a bolster or a cushion, you can absolutely slide that underneath your pelvis, trying to make sure your pelvis is nice and flat so we're not tilting in one way or the other. If you don't have one of these, you don't have to take it with the bolster. We'll all start with our knees into our chest and then extend the legs up to the sky. If you want more support, then just bring your legs against a wall so it becomes much more supportive. You can also do that with the bolster beneath you too. You can also place a strap around the soles of your feet, holding the strap, gently relaxing the shoulders into the ground. But if you don't have any props, just send those feet up to the sky. If you need to bend the legs, of course you can. Become heavy, become really soft in the legs. We're not having to engage to keep those legs there. We're stacking our joints. Few moments. Flipping our perspective. Inversions are incredibly grounding. A great way to release anxiety. If your toes become tingly, know that that's okay. That is just blood leaving the tissue in your toes. But if it becomes too much, you can come down at any time just by lowering the feet to the floor. Allow your perspective to change here. Flip your body, flip your emotions. And again, just find your breath. Sighing out whenever you need to sigh out. Use that sigh to release anxiety, to release fear. Whatever you are letting go of. You might even not know what you're letting go of today. Making sure that neck is nice and long, there's nothing underneath your head to cause you any discomfort. Maybe tucking the chin a little here helps to lengthen the spine, the neck out even more. Keeping the neck nice and still, nice and central, even though it's tempting to look around. Couple more moments. Take a deep breath in. Big sigh out. As you do, lower the feet. If you need to have one final squeeze in here, then take it. We're making our way into Shavasana. If you have a bolster, you can slide it beneath your knees for a little extra support. If you don't, also fine just to rest the legs onto the ground. Make sure you're warm enough. Grab any blankets, any jumpers that you need. Wiggle the shoulders away from the ears. Let the toes drop out either side of the space. Palms facing up. Take a deep breath in. Biggest sigh out. Take as many of those sighs as you need. Make any changes to make sure you are completely comfortable. And then enjoy your Shavasana. Enjoy a few more moments in stillness. You are very welcome to stay here for as long as you like. If you are ready to move, then start by deepening the breath. Gently wiggle into the fingers and the toes. Reach the arms up and overhead. Full body stretch. Hugging the knees into the chest, arms around shins. Give yourself one more big squeeze. Eventually rolling over onto your right hand side, resting the head on the right arm. Taking a moment here just to check back in with yourself. How are you doing? Using your hands to come up to seated, press the ground away. Find a comfortable seat. Hands come together into the heart space. Bow the forehead down towards fingertips. Thank yourself for stepping on your mat today, for doing something kind for your body and your mind. Thank you so much for practicing with me. Namaste.